Guys, this is Katie. So I wanted to film how I plan my school studies. So my school, we utilize the quarter system. So rather than the traditional semester or even trimester for some schools, we have a quarter system, meaning the class lengths are 10 weeks. So in order for me to make sure I'm doing well in my classes and to get ahead, because that 10 weeks flies by really fast, I like to make sure that I plan like my whole session ahead of time. That way I can put in my work hours and then any extra things I need to do. I like to put that in there because it helps me stay organized. And also for the sake of like full disclosure, to be transparent, I don't have like stickers or anything like that. This is not like a sticker like playing with me. So sorry if you're a fan of those. The planner I have my Kikki K planner. That's what I'm using, and I'm in love. So feel free to click down below for the review on that one. So as you guys saw, I start off with in yellow. I highlighted things that I needed to do for school. So my first day of class was last Monday on the 24th, and then on the 27th I had orientation. So I highlighted that in yellow. And then in green, you saw me highlight some of my work hours. And then right now, I'm just writing in blue ink a review session that I needed to do. So I like to have like the pop-up colors with like the ink and the highlighters because it's pretty, one, and two, it helps me, like I like to color coordinate things. That way it helps me remember. And I know that green is, work stuff, and then like blue is school stuff, yellow is like school stuff, and then pink is school stuff, but it's like specific school stuff like tests and stuff. Okay, so I just did my work hours. Now what am I doing now actually? Okay, so now I am going in and I'm writing down on a sticky notepad because I have piss poor memory. So I'm writing down my clinicals, and I have those 6:45 to 6:45. I know I wrote 6:30 on there, but that's because I have to tell myself to get there earlier so I won't be late, because we get penalized if we're late. So I like to come at least 15 minutes earlier. And these sticky notes are not things that like are due or anything. It's just things I want to keep in mind and things I don't want to forget for the month. So you saw earlier I had like a note to do my car registration and like to look into volunteer opportunities. So those are things I want to keep in mind to not forget. So now I'm highlighting in blue my exam days. So we have exams every other week, except for, you see, in December, the last 2 weeks we have our final exam for the exam 3 for the class, and then the final for the class is a week after. So yeah, that's fun. Not really. Okay, so in orange, I'm putting in my lab times. We have 2 lab sessions. Those are 8 hours. So my first one is on November 18th, 7 to 3. And then my last lab is split between 2 days. And that's the second week of December, 1 to 5. So I'm putting that in there to make sure I plan accordingly and that I don't forget. So in pink, I have major projects that are due for my class. So I have to do a success plan as well as a care plan for one of my patients. So I'm putting that in there so I will not forget, because these are a big part of my grades. So I want to make sure I do those on time. So off to the side, you can't see it on the camera, but I had my school syllabus, my class syllabus, and I pretty much, in the notes section, I was just writing down what we're covering for that week. So we usually cover, I think, like 2-3 chapters a week, and the lectures are pretty long because everything is kind of more fast-paced. So to make sure that I'm not falling behind and that, I have everything done a little bit earlier, I like to put the chapters as well as the body systems or whatever we're covering for that week. That way it's always in my head that, okay, this week we're doing nervous system, but next week we're doing gastro. So I won't ever fall behind, because that's usually the downfall I see in a lot of people who do the program. They're not organized. so they start falling behind and they can't keep up. So I want to make sure I'm a step ahead and I know exactly what we're covering for the week. So as you see, I'm still just going ahead and putting in the chapters we're covering. And now I am in the front, and I love to read, so I always have like a bunch of favorite quotes. But this is like my ultimate favorite quote, and it always seems impossible until it is done. I don't know who the original person who said it was. I know it's often attributed to Nelson Mandela, but I love it. I like to stay positive and try not to stress out or think negative, and that usually helps me. So now I think I'm just kind of flipping through, making sure I have everything done, just kind of highlighting my work hours. I work 3 days a week. I work Saturdays, Thursdays, and Tuesdays. Saturdays, I work 9 to 7 always. Thursdays, I usually work like 3 to 9 or like 4 to 9. It just kind of depends. And then Tuesdays, that's the one that varies because I have class in the mornings and we have 3-hour lectures. And then Tuesdays is usually after I will go to work. But I like to go ahead and highlight with that green because that way, if like maybe I have a test coming up, I may not want to work. So I can give my boss ahead of time that, hey, I have a test coming up. I might not want to work depending on how like prepared I feel. So in red, I'm just putting in just some mini assignments that are due throughout the session. So we have a concept map, a case study that's due, and that is pretty much it. I pretty much outlined all my assignments, all my tests, all my projects. So I feel pretty good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye.